You know what time it is. Grab your guards, grab your woodies, grab your glasses, do what you need to do. Kick back how you kick back. I'm going to kick back how I kick back. And let's get into some of these birth charts. Come on with it. Now, one of the first things I want to discuss about Keyshia Cole is one of the first. It's not necessarily an aspect, but it's something that I think affects what we know of Keyshia Cole very much. And that's the fact that Keyshia Cole has so much of a Venus influence in her chart. Keyshia Cole is a natural born artist. She really didn't have a choice. She was created from the jump. Because if you really look at it, two of the most creative signs and people you see like in the music industry and dancing and singing, Taurus and Libras, they have that Venus aspect, or they have a sun conjunct Venus or something like that. They have heavy Venus, or you'll see even Neptune. From what I haven't done the complete study yet, and I'm going to get deeper into that. But that's something I have noticed. A lot of artists, like pure artists and singers, they'll have a heavy Taurus in or heavy Venus energy, whether that's a Sun conjunct Venus or Venus in the first house, or you have or they have a heavy Taurus energy or heavy Libra energy in their chart. So that's going to make her very super creative. She has that in her moon and her Venus, and she also has her Venus in the first house. She has it in her moon and her Venus. She has that in her moon and her sun, and her Venus is in the first house. So that's three separate Venus aspects. So Keyshia Cole was going to be creative from the jump. Keyshia Cole was going to naturally be inclined to have some form of artistry, whether that was singing or drawing or dancing or whatever it was. She was going to have some kind of creative outlet, some kind of artistic outlet. Hers just so happened to be singing because remember, Taurus rules the voice box. Ooh, let me clear mine. Let me get mine together. But Taurus rules the voice, so that makes sense that she'll be a singer, and she writes a lot of her music, and that's her Libra sun. She's able to, like I said, communicate those emotions to you. That's why in that natural born talent, Taurus is your natural born talents, which your gifts that you came into this world with. So she's able to take those natural born talents and she's able to communicate it and put it out there to the world. So a lot of the maybe things that she's not able to express because she has that Taurus moon, a lot of her feelings, she's able to bring that out through her Libra sun, so she's able to write about it and she's able to sing about it using that moon and Taurus singing talent that she has. And with that Venus being in her first house, it's going to be one of the first things you notice about her as well. You see what I'm saying? That's how she's coming out. That's why Keyshia Cole, you rarely see Keyshia Cole off. Even on her off day, she's still cute. You like, you ain't got on nothing cute. Your hair kind of crooked and everything, but you still look good. That's that Venus in first house. Like, you like, they don't look good, but they still kind of on point. But they kind of off, but they kind of on. That's that Venus in the first house where it don't matter what you do. You just cute. You just doing it. Even if you look bad, you look good. It's just a Venus in the first house thing. And her talents is going to be in the forefront, not necessarily. More so down the line. Like that's going to be one of the first things people notice about her. Like, oh, you're attractive. She's going to attract a lot of people, and this is probably another one of the reasons why how she was able to even start her singing career, because she probably had that her singing on display for other people to see, because first house is how you're trying to come off, you know what I mean? So she's trying to come off relatable, she's trying to come off creative, she's trying to come off harmonious and everything. So someone else probably saw her singing, like Keyshia probably wouldn't even, because this isn't the Mars energy that's going out and getting it and putting it no, this is the receiving energy. This is your Venus. So someone else probably noticed her. She probably wasn't even thinking about singing. She was all into the real world, the practicality of it, her moon and Taurus, remember. And then somebody probably saw that Venus in the first house, like, oh, you can sing. Oh, you can write too. Then they got to see that sun in Libra. Like, oh, you can write too. You can sing. Oh, you're a winner. Okay. But that Venus in the first house, that's why someone was able to see it in her. You see what I'm saying? So she could have always had that and been at the house somewhere chilling. But bringing that Venus into the first house, and with that Venus being in control of her sun and moon, so people are able. That's why people feel so connected to Keyshia Cole as well, and that's why she seems like you can relate so well to her, because all of that is in her. For her first house is ruling her sun and moon, so that she's not necessarily all on one accord, because there's still different elements and different signs, but it kind of brings, a kind of familiarity as far as Venus goes, and she's on the same page as far as that goes. So you see, when it comes to creating, well, I can't say she ain't had no issues because that one album was trash, but you see that she's always able to create something that you like. Like if you listen to all of Keyshia Cole's album, except for one, and we ain't gonna talk about that one. Cause that's my girl, so we ain't gonna talk about it. But you gonna find something on there that you can rock with, that you can vibe with straight up. She doesn't have any trash albums except for one, and she was going through something. I know what you was going through, Keisha. I know what you was going through. So that's why that created that artist that comes naturally to her. So that's where she feels most secure at, truthfully and honestly. That also has to do with why she was willing to put her life out there so much, because you're bringing that, like I said, the ruler of her sun and her moon into the first house. So that first house energy is filtering. You see what I'm saying? So she doesn't mind because she's trying to relate. That's how she's going to relate. She's going to show you those things. She's going to, put on the air. She's going to, all of that. But you see, at the end of the day, everything wasn't what it seemed at the end of the day. Everything wasn't all harmonious and beautiful in the picture that she was trying to paint. And that can be the downside of having such a heavy Venusian, influence in your chart. Sometimes, yeah, it's not a beautiful picture, and sometimes it's not a nice scene. It's not a walk on a beach, and sometimes you just nigga, thrust in the depths, and you need to just accept that and deal with it, and don't try to make no goddamn. Cause Venus, how you doing that? Trying to paint a whole beautiful picture out of some chaos? Like, girl, no. Cause it's not like Neptune where it just throws the cloud over it. No, you trying to make it into something totally different. You'll be the made the right wrong and the wrong right, and you ain't even realized it. Oh Lord, oh Venus. She also has 4 other planets in Libra on top of her sun. They're conjunct her sun. So she has a heavy Venusian influence. Heavy, 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 heavy. Oh Lord. She has her Saturn, Jupiter, Sun, Pluto, and Mercury retrograde in Libra, with her moon in Taurus and her Venus conjunct the ascendant. So it's like she is a piece of artwork. Like she is a piece of art. She is that. Like she is the image that she's trying. She is the portrait that she's trying to paint. Like that is what she is. Like, oh, that's crazy. Just when you look at somebody's birth chart, you be like, okay. So yeah, Keisha's. But then we get to see that other side of her, and I think that, that fiery side of Keyshia, and where we see her popping off, that's that Sagittarius ascendant, and her Venus is in Sagittarius in the first house. So that's that fiery energy that we get from Keyshia, where we see like a lot of, we seen her like pop, she's known for beating up Birdman's old other girlfriend or something like this, stuff like that. That's because she has her Venus conjunct Uranus in Sagittarius. Like Uranus is about that life. You hear me? Uranus is about that life. So when it comes to love, it's a little bit different than how she is when it comes to everything else. She has that Uranus aspect to help her out a little bit, so she's not as compromising in those situations. That's why you see her going off like that. That Venus conjunct Uranus. And then her Uranus is in Scorpio, so with that moon opposite Uranus and square Mars, I don't know why y'all be playing with Keisha. She is emotionally unstable. You just don't know. But it's funny because her moon is in Taurus, so she's coming off like she's super stable. But then she has Mars and Uranus aspect, and not positively aspect, negatively aspecting her moon. So that's why you see when it comes to how she feels, it can get out of hand quick. Not necessarily who she is, because people like Keyshia Cole. She's very relatable. But you see that her reactions, her moon, a lot of times, the way she reacts to things are not in line with how you feel that she should have. And that's that your moon opposite Uranus, square Mars. She's trying to figure it out, child. She's trying to figure it out. And but sometimes you just gotta, cause Mars is impulsive. Sometimes you gotta go, and you know Uranus is sudden ups and downs. So boy, don't play with Keyshia. Straight up, don't even do it. This aspect may also have been why you saw her beat up that girl. Because with a moon trine Mars, she may have been able to, calm herself down and put things into perspective. She could figure out how to, mix her passion and her drive and her go get it aspect and that warrior energy with her feelings and how she feels, but with her having that dissension between the two when it came to her being hurt by Birdman, by whatever he was doing, she got, bam, that triggered that Mars energy that brought her Mars out. Okay, it's time to go. It's time to go, and she doesn't know how to control that. She doesn't know how to combine the two quite right yet. So maybe sometimes she reacts and sometimes she doesn't. Maybe this was the second time she caught him doing something or something like that, or maybe this was the first time and she didn't know how to respond to something like that because she probably didn't do movie like that. He had did it 3 times, but that upon that first initial contact, that first initial instinct of them cheat, oh, it got ugly. So that was part 4 of Keyshia Cole's birth chart, all about her moon aspects. We also got to see why that heavy Venusian influence in her life has caused her, some issues, but it's also led to many blessings in her life. It has given her a singing career, but it also interferes with her family life and, just the way she relates overall with people in general. But as always, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think down below. Make sure you kick back with some of my other videos. Come on with it.